back to another episode of Movie Reviews. Today I am your host Zaina along with my co-host Hannah and Man. So today we're going to be talking about what was that? We're going to be talking about a beloved childhood favorite, The Lion King. This is one of my favorite movies, to be honest. Yeah, because along with the girly ones too.
Yeah.
But I know Man would agree. Yeah.
Man hasn't watched half of them.
Yeah, he hasn't watched The Little Mermaid or any of the classics, which is weird. But we wanted to look at the story itself and the narrative that it shows, and I felt like it taught a lot of us lessons when we were younger about being kind and compassionate to others. And
I guess in a different way too.
Yeah.
They're not humans.
exactly, aside from greed, and it teaches us how ugly greed can make.
It shows us how ugly humans can be.
And Matt had some really good points about the pacing and the narrative flow. So he had really interesting points, guys.
After I did downs,
the pacing of The Lion King is well balanced, allowing the story to unfold naturally and maintaining the audience engagement. For example, the film effectively builds tension during pivotal moments such as the wild beast stumble scene where Simba's life is in peril by gradually escalating.
That scene is definitely engraved into my head.
and also because the audience were so attached to him as a character.
Yeah.
And
So it was just such a shocking moment for us, especially when we were younger. And I felt like because we didn't understand
what was happening.
Yeah. We didn't understand what was
Man
happening
really
and
thinks it's stupid.
how to separate
No.
the character. But there was a lot of humor and comedic relief in there as well. The movie incorporated so much humor, through the antics of the characters, Timon and Pumbaa, providing a lot of comedic relief. When we were, I feel very stressed and didn't know how to process.
When he was split away from his family, they thought he was dead. I think that part initiated a different side of the movie, other than the side we were living.
Yeah, 100%. And their banter and their comedic timing, particularly during the iconic Hakuna Matata sequence, added a lot of impact to the story without distracting or detaching itself from the emotion.
I think also
of the movie.
that statement is so iconic till this day. Even though the movie has been released.
And it's used in jokes all the time, Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. When you're joking with your friends and you randomly remember the movie, it's just
And it doesn't even mean anything. You can just say it anytime.
Exactly.
It's good forever.
Just Hakuna Matata.
I feel like you can have so many. Okay, moving on, but I think big part of The Lion King was the villain schemes and dynamics.
Especially the antagonist dynamics. I feel like.
The what?
The antagonist, which basically means the protagonist is the main character, the good person. The antagonist is the villain,
Evil.
basically. Yeah.
How there's a prize.
And
Didn't the villain in this movie kill the other one?
yes, he
Yeah.
killed his father. He killed Simba's father, which was
and he's his
heartbreaking
son.
for me. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, so it was how could family do this to you? And I feel with Scar as well, the name.
the name has a lot of connotations to the meaning of the movie.
Because there's so many negative connotations associated with a Scar,
Yeah, and it's also a big part of it was his manipulation to the family and how they always thought he was the hero, Oscar is the best person, best lion.
Yeah, 100%.
And towards the end of the movie, all of that was revealed. It shows how he can
You can't trust anyone.
Yeah, you can't just I feel it kind of gave me a lot of trust issues as a kid. It's wow, you can't even trust family,
I think these manipulations are evident in his interaction with the hyenas. Even though he thought hyenas. The hyenas, because he treated them as they were his army,
Yeah.
He thought they were. He made them feel they were a big part of him and that they were his helpers, and at some point he just completely disacknowledged them.
Yes, exactly. He just kind of threw their loyalty out into the trash.
He just uses them to seize his power, and maintain control, but in reality, they meant nothing to him.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And there was a lot of cultural representation in the movie, and the the authenticity of the movie. Like it draws inspiration from various African cultures, again set in Africa obviously, and like their landscapes, and it's reflected visually in the aesthetics of the musical and its motives. Like for example, like the iconic opening sequence of like the circle of life when he held him up.
Yeah. I feel like that was also a bit different because every like movie at that point of time was very whitewashed.
Yeah.
Like, more focused on the western side.
And there was no focus on
that part of the world.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And their like culture, and I think a lot of like African cultures were implemented in the movie. You know?
Yeah, 100%. And there was like so much diversity in the wildlife, which can also be represented in so much diversity in Africa, because you have like various amounts of diversity in Africa. And there were a lot of uses of Swahili phrases, which adds like authenticity to the characters, as well as like authenticity in the characters' song lyrics and dialogues, which I thought was very, you know, interesting. And again, there was so much inclusivity at a time when there was
like very
essentially none. Exactly.
Like especially, I feel like with the animals, like it like gives you like the connotations of like a different societies coming together, you know, because they're different species, like, and they were still friends at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a deeper meaning.
Exactly. Like people from different cultures can all be friends together, and like despite their differences, you know, like giraffes and lions were friends, like in the movie, which you can't even see that now. But I mean,
the movie like also explores environmental conservation and like the delicate balance of nature. It shows you like a lot of scenery, like which particularly like.
It shows the importance of nature as well, and like how we have to preserve it, and not just like, you know, discard it for our own personal use, I guess. And you know, you can see it like now, like we've kind of like disregarded nature, and I feel like that movie really emphasizes the beauty of nature and how important it is for us to survive and for our habitats.
And also their land was called the Pride Land, so I feel like that was like. So how much what are you
Did you know that, by the way? I didn't know that the land was called Pride.
Same, I was reading over my notes and I figured out.
Do you know what?
The land is called the Pride Land. That's why I kind of lagged a bit at some point. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because they're like, very proud, I guess, like of
the things that they created and what they
are.
built and how they've all come together and lived in harmony is one, I feel like. So there's a lot to be proud about if you look at it in that context.
But also, I feel like they had belief in like just one person. Like for example, at some point it was like score only, and like it like showed like how a lot of things people can get away with unchecked you know, unchecked consequences of things.
Yeah, and it shows the value of ethics as well, like 100%.
Like I just don't like, you know,
Yeah.
maybe they believe that only one person should be like responsible for them, not that things should be discussed.
Yeah, and that they should take their own responsibility for their own actions. I feel like that's a life lesson that we all need to learn. That like just because our actions have consequences doesn't mean someone else can bear the consequences. We have to like be responsible for our own
Like
consequences.
they would just go to him
Yeah.
to solve their problems, you know, which I think at that point in time it was very common actually. Like you know, you would depend on other people, but I feel like now we're becoming
more of an individualistic society.
Yeah.
The opposite.
The opposite?
In what way?
Like, kids nowadays, they depend on their parents a lot. Especially.
But I feel like kids
Kids will have
they have
No, I mean, like, not like
No,
kids,
but
like children. I mean, like.
No, but I feel like
in Western culture it's not like that at all.
I feel like in Western country it's the opposite.
Yeah.
We have to think this movie was like made by like Western directors, Western actors. So like I think in their like part like people they never depended on their parents. Like you were at 16 like you're out.
18, please. You know. But again, yeah, like I feel like they don't financially support them once they're 18. They're like, okay, you're not my responsibility anymore.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very cool way to like look at it.
But I think now many people are starting to look at it differently.
Yeah.
And we're becoming the opposite.
Yeah.
I guess.
And there's a lot of symbolism in the movie as well. In a lot of elements that resonate on multiple levels. For instance, the circle of life motif resembles the incoherentness of all living beings and the cyclical nature of existence, while the character of Rafiki embodies, you know, the wisdom and spiritual guidance. He serves as this mentor. Rafiki is the one.
He's the old.
Or it was like the thing that the guy that
I
don't know what species. I don't know what species.
animal he was, but like he was like.
It's the one who.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he embodies like wisdom.
Wasn't that his dad though? Like,
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
It was a monkey.
Yeah.
oh, it was the
Yeah.
So you didn't watch the movie?
Yeah, I remember this.
And like a lot of spiritual guidance, serving as a mentor and figure to Simba. Like you know, like sometimes you can't go to your parents for just certain things, and there's just that one person that you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have
Like
feel
a-
more comfortable talking
sort
to
of
them
like an
about
older
it.
sibling maybe. And there's a lot of emotional resonance and catharsis in this movie. I feel like the film. Sorry, the film elicits a range of like random emotions from viewers, such as joy, laughter, to sadness, and like anger, confusion. So like I think the movie is just overall very well done. And moments like Mustafa's death and Simba's triumph and his return as the claim for the kingdom was so powerful and emotional to me. Like it gives you hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Can we also talk about like how Simba's bond with his father is very like such an important aspect of the movie because it like shows like the family dynamics and the relationships you want to like show children.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like he like
What is his mother?
His mother is there, but she's more of like, you know, like a comforting figure while his dad is.
Oh, that's
No, I mean like they really had roles like there wasn't like his mother like at the end of the movie by the way like his dad was dead and his mother like he lived with his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was important only towards the end.
Towards that. Like I think she was more of like a comforting character while his dad was more of like a leading like guidance and like you know showed him how to
Like
grow up,
his dad
basically.
was very strict mind. Like he's very like such a driving force. Like he always wanted Simba to find himself. He's a man, yeah. You know?
He's a man! He's a man!
But he's like a man species.
Yeah.
Like
Wait.
the main virgin.
Yeah.
Okay. Like back to Simba's.
We can talk about the music.
Can I continue?
Oh, we did talk about it.
Can I continue? Back to Simba's. Back to Simba's dad. So like I feel like he's kind of different in some ways because he always wanted Simba to like do things himself, like fight for yourself, like other like, and I feel like he went against the stereotypes of the society they lived in. You know, like
Yeah, 100%.
he wanted Simba to go on his own mission. Like he didn't really shelter him from others, but his mom did actually.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah. I remember his mom wanted him to be like with her all the time.
Yeah, like she was very scared because like I think they would. I don't remember specifically. It's like how if they leave or something. Like I don't know. Like it's a different word now.
I don't remember. I think you're confusing that with a different movie.
I think it was like because they've never been outside there.
Oh yeah, that's true, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you want to talk about, man?
There's a lot of the cultural impact. You know, like it was released in 1994. So the Lion King. So the Lion King. Anyways, there was a lot of legacy and cultural impact since it was released in 1994. The Lion King has left an incredible mark on popular culture and continues to be celebrated as one of Disney's most iconic and beloved films. It has so many like timeless themes in my opinion, and so many memorable characters, and it has an award-winning soundtrack, which secured its place in cinematic history.
Did you watch the original one?
Didn't they do? Yeah.
I never watched the 1994 one.
This is the 1991 we watched it?
No.
No, we watched
There's
the
a-
one that was like in the early 2000s.
Yeah, there's one.
Like 1994, I've never
1994 is.
heard that one.
I
Wow.
don't think you watched that one.
But again, I think it's sort of essentially the same. They just
Yeah, I think it's the same.
improved the animation.
Improved, yeah.
I don't think they changed the
Yeah.
storyline.
Yes, the story is the same.
It's the same.
It's just different animation.
But you know, like talking about this, the other seasons of Lion King weren't as effective as the first one. Like, I don't feel like they made the same impact or they didn't have the same like audience perception.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, they had stopped the recording. Now the part of the segment which we always love is charades. So
Heads up.
today's my turn.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1. Okay.
Boxing.
Fight Club.
No, boxing.
Rocky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Skip trip.
where did Joshua
One eye.
One eye.
Green, one eye.
Oh, Monster Inc.
Yes.
I will kill
It's a song.
her. I will kill her. Black people.
Black people.
And then
12 Years a Slave?
Okay, skip. Someone's running and you need to catch them.
you said a word.
Catch me if you can.
Sarah. What?
Planet of the Apes?
No,
أنا حكيت كلمة صح؟
Braveheart. The bad guy.
بس I don't know.
The bad and
Which
the
one do you
ugly.
get?
12 Years a Slave.
How did you get it?
That's such a popular movie.
I didn't even know شو الفيلم.
It's such a
شفت
popular
أنا شو
movie.
بعمل.
Hi guys, your co-host Hannah with you today. So this is another segment we're doing, which is basically speaking of the genre of the movie, of each of the movies we're reviewing. So today's movie, as you previously saw, was The Notebook, and without much talking, let's dive more deep into the genre. So The Notebook presents a diverse range of stories, so I've seen like fall under a lot of genres, like themes of love, relationships, and human experiences. It encompasses various sub-genres including romantic dramas, romantic comedies, tragic comedies, and even romantic fantasies, as maybe a lot of it can be unrealistic. What unites these stories is their focus on exploring the complications of human emotions and the dynamic of interpersonal relationships. So one of the most significant aspects of the Notebook genre is its ability to evoke powerful emotions to its audience, whether it's the joy of seeing two characters fall in love, or the heartache of watching them face obstacles and challenges, or the characteristics of witnessing their emotional journey unfold. These stories have a profound impact on the viewers. They tap into universal emotions and experiences, resonating with people on a deep personal level, and often leaving a lasting impression long after the credits roll or the last page is turned. So basically even after the movie ends, all of the Notebook fans still have so much emotional attachment to the movie because of how impactful and how the effect it had on their emotions. So the Notebook genre also serves as a form of escapism for many people. In a world filled with stress, uncertainty, and chaos, these stories offer a welcome retreat into a world of romance, adventure, and possibility. Whether it's through the glamorous settings of a period romance, or the whimsical charm of a romantic comedy, or the epic scope of a fantasy romance, these stories transport audience to another place and time, allowing them to temporarily escape the pressures of everyday life and indulge in a bit of fantasy. In addition to providing entertainment and escapism, the Notebook genre often prompts viewers to reflect on their own lives and relationships by presenting relatable characters and situations. So these stories invite audience to examine their own viewers to get what their priorities are and get their priorities straight, confront their fears, or take a leap of faith in pursuit of their own happiness. In this way, the Notebook genre can serve as a self-discovery and a personal growth. Oh my god, this character did that, so why can't I do it? It kind of acts as that, that nothing is unstoppable because of how the challenges they faced and they still end up together. It gives the audience a type of hope to they can do it, they can continue, you don't need to give up. So the Notebook genre has also had a significant impact on popular culture, obviously, shaping societal norms and expectations surrounding love and romance. So everyone's I want to be like them, oh my god, their goals, wow, From iconic movie quotes and memorable soundtracks, songs to iconic on-screen couples and romantic gestures, these stories have become woven into the fabric of our collective consciousness. They influence how we perceive and navigate romantic relationships, as well as how we express love and reflection towards others. One of the most profound effects of the Notebook genre, in my opinion, is its ability to foster empathy and connection among audiences. By depicting the universal experiences of love, heartache, and different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences, they remind us that despite our differences, we are all united by our shared humanity and capacity for love. In a world often divided by conflict and misunderstanding, the Notebook genre has the power to bring people together and foster a sense of empathy and understanding. So like, no matter like where you come from or what you do, like everyone has seen the Notebook, like, and everyone has connected on it. Like, oh my god, do you see that? Like, it gives a sense of connection within our community, which in my opinion is like very important nowadays. It presents various stories that explore complexities of human relationships. It's how the impact of the escapism, reflection, cultural influence, and ability to foster empathy. It continues to resonate with the audience across the globe, leaving an incredible mark on popular culture and the human experience. So, diving more, the reviews of the Notebook genre were very widely depending on individuals' taste, preferences, and specific stories being evaluated. However, there are some common themes that emerge in reviews and critiques of romantic dramas, tragic romances, and other subgenres within the Notebook. So, a few examples. So, many reviews praise the Notebook genre for the ability to evoke its powerful emotion and connect with the audience on a personal level. They often highlight emotional depths of the storytelling, the authenticity of the characters. Like, the characters are so real. Like, they're not like, they don't like seem like too, unrealistic or too cartoonic. And the raw honesty with the themes of love, loss, and longing are explored. So one of the reviews was, the Notebook genre has an unmatched ability to tug at the heartstrings and leave audience emotionally moved. Its stories resonate on a deep personal level, capturing the beauty and complexity of human experience. So also, critics frequently laud the visual and aesthetic qualities of the films within the Notebook genre, particularly romantic drama sets in prestigious locations and historical periods. They often comment on the lush cinematography, evacuated settings, and attention to detail in costumes and production design. The Notebook genre transports viewers to breakingly beautiful worlds, where every frame is a work of art, from sweeping landscapes to exquisite period costumes. These films are a feast for the eyes. So this was one of the reviews about the movie, the cinematic beauty of the movie. Move more to another review of the character development. The reviewers often praise the depth and complexity of the characters in the Notebook. They appreciate well-developed protagonists with flaws and vulnerabilities, so that this is not a perfect character, because that would be unrealistic, for a human, as well as supporting characters who contribute to the richness of the narrative. So this person has mentioned that one of the strengths of the Notebook is it richly develops characters who feel like real people, exactly what I said, grappling with real emotions. Audiences become deeply invested in their journeys, rooting for their thrill and emphasizing with their struggles. Of course, not all reviews of the Notebook genre were glowing, so obviously there was some criticism. So some critics argue that certain stories within the genre rely too heavily on cliches and tropes, sacrificing depth and originality for plot devices. Others may find the melodrama or sentimentalism of certain films or book off-putting, criticizing them for being overly manipulative in their emotional manipulation. So someone said, while the Notebook genre has its strength, it can sometimes fall into the trap of predictably, sentimentally. Certain stories may feel formalic and cliched, lacking the nonsense and depth needed to truly resonate with audience. So this was all about the genre of the Notebook for today. Thank you for watching. Make sure you watch all of our other videos, and thank you.
Guys, don't forget to subscribe.
Let's follow up with more episodes coming. This is a very light-hearted podcast.
So please tell your family and friends about us, and thank you so much for supporting us.
Thank you.
Thank you.